Hey, what's up? Who dis? Hope your Monday is going well. Yes, it is going swimmingly. Just testing things here. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. Any questions you want to ask? Let me know. I'm trying to figure this multi-stream thing out, which is not working. Trying to connect YouTube live stream with Twitch, and I can't combine the two chats, so I'm looking back and forth between YouTube and Twitch right now. Yeah, I have a Twitch, but here's the thing. The thing about Twitch is I love watching Twitch. First of all, I like watching streamers. But I haven't found any good streamers on Twitch that talk like I do. And the streamers that I do watch are specific niches. So for example, I watch Oats and Goats sometimes, especially when he was on that Super Metroid world record grind. I watch a few Final Fantasy runners, Final Fantasy VII, P-Town Rocks, and J-Rod 316, and sometimes Dash Retro, because I grew up with that game, Final Fantasy VII. Speedrun fan, yeah, I find it interesting how to make something such like a video game more efficient. Same thing with working out. I have been working out for so long, for more than 20 years, and I found a way to make my workouts optimized over the years. And that's what I've been trying to share lately, my knowledge on the topic of fitness, because there's just so much information out there. So many people have different takes on fitness, and I know where they're coming from because I've been where they've been. I've done everything when it comes to fitness, and I'm at a point in my life where I can choose what I want to work on, and I can make it more efficient and not how can I say, make it sustainable long run, in the long term. And funny enough, ironically, it all goes back to swimming. When you get really old, you're gonna feel it in your bones and your joints, and you're gonna ache. And most people will end up doing swimming at the end. Your last workout will be swimming, I guarantee you. If you have any sense, you have any common sense, you know that boxing can't be forever. You can't do boxing in your 70s, 80s. You can't do MMA. You can't do kickboxing. You can't do, maybe you can do BJJ, grappling. But there are some sports where you can't, or activities, exercises you can't do in the long run. It's just not sustainable. You're gonna have, or else you want to torture your body, go ahead. If you have a swimming question, yeah, go for it. But yeah, I like watching speedrunning because I like seeing how guys or girls optimize a game, right? They go through it. It's just like a workout. You go from beginning to end every day. You grind and you try to get better. Same thing with speedrunning. You grind, whether it's working out, playing a game, you try to optimize it, make it better, make yourself better. And I had this idea of like, should I record my workouts for you guys from start to finish? But I got kicked out of a lot of gyms because of that. Some, yeah, especially recreation centers, which is what I want to talk about. I have been working out How long should I wait to try and get back to full exertion? Full exertion swimming? What do you mean by full exertion? I mean, like, that, there are different ways to interpret full exertion. You mean like going 100% in the water, like butterfly? By the way, my latest video is on the channel. You can see it's about battle ropes. Funny thing about battle ropes, if you're a butterfly swimmer, you need to do battle ropes. Why? Because the battle rope, the actual motion itself is just like butterfly. You're whipping your entire body just like a rope in the water when you do butterfly. Okay? Just like a battle rope, you're in the water. They shouldn't call it butterfly stroke. They should call it battle rope stroke. Because that's the actual motion, just like this. Blah, 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 blah. Hoping to get back into swim, but not sure how delicate I should take it. How delicate? You mean like training wise, how many days you should train or how many laps you should swim? The great thing about swimming is you can go at your own pace. I mean, you don't have to push yourself like you do when you're in a swim club or you're a competitive swimmer. If you just want to take it a level down, you just go to the slower lane. Or you could just hang out in the public area and just do whatever you want. There is really no restrictions on what you can or cannot do when it comes to swimming. You can just bob up and down in the water, and that's enough for some people. Just being in the water every day, well, not say every day, being in the water is better than not doing nothing at all. Okay, it's better to get a workout in versus no workout at all, right? And we all have terrible days at the pool or terrible days at the gym. Very terrible days, like no energy, just no focus, just lost in the motion, nothing's working. Happens to me a lot. I got sick so many times in the pool because, yeah, you're in contact with people's feces and poop and hair products and skin products and butthole products, all of that stuff that people don't wash off. It gets into your mouth contact. So I get sick a lot, really sick sometimes after a swimming session, or I get skin irritations. Yeah, so how can I say this? You just gotta keep going, keep grinding, just like speedrunners. Keep grinding, keep swimming. Ease back. If you really want to ease your swimming back, stick to breaststroke. Breaststroke is the key. Yeah, I can't get this chat. Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about my experience lately. So I've been training at a new gym. It's a 24-hour gym. It's brand new, so there's no one there. It's very different atmosphere versus recreation center gym. Okay, so past year or two I've been training at a recreation center gym, and you probably noticed in my videos I've been very irritated because I've been dealing with a lot of TikTok kids, just a lot of disrespectful people just like doing this at their workstations. So if you don't understand, like, oh, what's wrong, Justin? Why are you so picky? Why are you bullying these people? They're trying to work out. They're not working out as hard as you. But here's the thing. I'm gonna give you my perspective of what I see. Okay, when I go to a recreation center gym, when you drive on the highway, we all have to get to somewhere, right? Point A to point B. Okay. Imagine you're dealing with cars on the highway that are stopped right in the middle of the highway, and you look at the driver, and the driver is just playing with their smartphone. Now, obviously, that's going to create a lot of traffic, unnecessary traffic. Now, imagine that there are hundreds of these cars littered on the highway that have just stopped in their tracks, stopped in the middle of the highway, and they're doing this. That's what it's like when I work out in a busy gym. So the flow is so important in your workout, okay? And it's just like swimming, right? If someone's like in your lane doing nothing but playing with their smartphone, that's gonna piss you off too. So the flow is so key in your workout from start to finish. No interruptions, no distractions. Just keep going until you finish. So yeah, I'm at this 24-hour gym now. It's brand new, and there's like one or two other people I work out with. It's very different because I have access to everything. I don't have to worry about getting in the way of others, and I go from station. I just blitz through my workout. But here's the thing I notice in that setting: there's no energy. It's funny because you go from a crowded gym, there's so much energy, right? There's kids, seniors, all types of fitness levels and backgrounds of people, to nothingness. It's like you're in an empty gym all by yourself, training alone. And it feels like heaven. For me, it feels like heaven. But for most people, it feels like desolation. It feels like imprisonment. It feels like you've been banished. And I'll give you an example. When you go shopping, would you rather go to a supermarket that's full of people, or a supermarket that has no people in it? Or let me say this. If you're going to a restaurant eating your favorite food, would you go to a crowded restaurant that's bustling, teeming with life, or an empty restaurant? There you go. You already know the answer. And you know what I'm getting at. You need people, is what I'm saying. You need energy. You're not the only source of energy. There are other people around you that you feed off their energy in the room. That's why live concerts are so fun to go to, because we're all on the same page. We all have that energy. It's just crescendoing up and up and up. Listening to your favorite songs, seeing your favorite artist perform on stage, or you go to that sports event, right? You cheer on your local team. It's boom, boom, that crescendo of energy, right? When your team is winning, or your team is bouncing back from defeat. So when you're in a gym all by yourself, all alone, there's no energy. So it's harder, is what I'm saying. The climb is harder. The grind is harder. Much harder. Versus when you're in a recreation center gym. Yes, there are a lot of people goofing off, slacking off, shouldn't be there. To me, recreation centers are now daycares for kids of all ages. That's where kids hang out. They don't hang out in the malls. They hang out in the recreation center gyms with their friends, and they text each other and they goof off. I've seen it all. And I know what you're saying. Why don't you go at a different time? I've been in early morning with seniors, afternoon with just freelancers, to evenings with kids. I've been at all times. And there's always someone that pisses me off, or just gets in my way, or I see just slacking that just really bumps up my stress. But when I'm alone, when I'm training alone in a 24-hour gym late at night, I have no stress. But on the other side of the coin, I have no energy. So that's the problem. Okay, Hoping to get back into swimming, but not sure how delicate I should take it. In my 30s now. Okay, so just go for it. Do it. Go in the water and test yourself, okay? Only you can know you. So what I'm saying is, like, after one session, if your body is so sore you can't lift your arms or legs in the morning, then you know you gotta take it a step back. And like I said, start with breaststroke. If I had to go back and start swimming all over again, I would start with the breaststroke, not the front crawl. Front crawl is good for some instances, but the overall best stroke that you can do anytime, any place, is the breaststroke. So learn the breaststroke, get good at breaststroke, and choose a slow lane when you do breaststroke, because breaststroke is not a fast stroke. It's a slow stroke. It's a towing stroke. You're supposed to tow things with the breaststroke. It's good for viewing your surroundings when you're in breaststroke, when you're in a rescue situation. So yeah, stick with the breaststroke. And yeah, if I were you, I would just set a number. So for example, today I'm going to go in the pool and I'm going to try 10 continuous laps of breaststroke. And that's it. That's it. Maybe it'll take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, who knows. Depends on your physical condition, circumstances, how many people are in the pool that day or in your lane that you're dealing with. It's like driving, okay? Every time you go to your local pool, it's like driving on the highway. It's like, yeah, there are things you cannot control. Like how many people are in your lane, how busy it is. Here's another problem lately at your local pool. And this is not just where I'm at, this is where I've seen everywhere at. Ever since COVID ended, swim clubs and private swim organizations have ramped up their schedules at the local pools. So they've been booking way more space, way more time slots at your local pool in order to make up for those 2 to 3 years that we lost thanks to COVID. So every time I go to a local pool, I see swim clubs everywhere. Water polo clubs, competitive swimming clubs, synchronized swimming clubs, diving clubs. I don't know, whatever kind of club. I see them reserving more and more and more real estate at my local pool. So we're boiling down to just 1 or 2 lanes every time I go to a local pool. So yeah, the experience of swimming on your own, leisurely, is a lot harder than before COVID. Thanks to these clubs catching up, trying to catch up. You know, they have these kids, these young kids, that have been inactive for 2-3 years thanks to COVID, so that they're ramping up their progress. So that's another problem I see at local pools. So yeah, it's a lot harder, what I'm saying. You can call it poolflation if you want. But gyms are the same. They can be packed, they can be empty. And yeah. So the 24-hour gym I'm going to is good so far. Okay, no stress. But I have to really double down on my energy because there's no one else around me. You know? It's ironic. You miss the people that annoy you. So I'm having a hard time with this chat monitoring. See it right there. This, by the way, is green juice. So I made this using kale, fresh kale, carrots, lemon juice, freshly squeezed lemon juice, celery, spinach, what else? Oh, apple, water. So I chop up these ingredients and I put them in a Vitamix blender, blend it all up. And yeah, the pulp is in here too. Pulp is good for the fiber. Now you're probably wondering what's better, juicing or blending? I would say blending because you get the fiber. Juicing, you got to deal with all that pulp that you have to throw away, which is a pain in the ass. And you get used to this pulp. You know, some people don't like the pulp, but I'm fine with it now. I don't. It's less messy to clean up. Twitch? Twitch works. As you can see, that's my Twitch. But, here's the thing. Like, maybe you can help me here. For those of you watching. I like Twitch. I want to stream on Twitch. But the thing is, I don't really play video games anymore. Last time I played a video game was like Super Nintendo. Right? And I'm wondering, what would you like to see me do on Twitch? Like, I look at other talk show Twitches, like XQC. He's a weird guy. He's Canadian from Quebec. That's what the QC stands for, Quebec. He's a weird guy. Aiden Ross. He's just an annoying punk, but he's a talk show kind of person. Hasanabe. That guy has a real chip on his shoulder. I don't like that kid. But they're talk show related Twitch channels. So my question to you is, what would you like to see me do on Twitch? Should I do some reaction? Okay, so I'm gonna show you this video. This is a YouTuber that I've been watching lately. His name is Young James. Interesting is because I don't know, just watch for a sec.
What's up, you idiots? Here in Kabukicho once again. Shout out to the dude that, in a rude manner, by the way, a quite rude manner, an offensive manner, if you will, and it really hurt my feelings. There was a dude that commented on my video and was like, bro, are you fucking serious? Like, you really are fucking filming in the same spot again? Come on, man. You've only showed us the train tracks, your squat, and then this place in Shinjuku. Like, come on, man. Fucking, we're sick of it. Or some shit like that. And I responded to the dude and I was like, oh no, please keep watching, please. And he was like, wow, you're seriously gonna fucking knock me now? Learn how to take some constructive criticism, bro. Like, Bro, there's a difference between constructive criticism and being an ungrateful bitch. And you are not entitled to me changing my video location every video. Oh, also he's like, your face is in half of the screen every time you fucking film a video. Bro, I don't know if you realized yet by the 50 fucking videos that I've posted, but this channel isn't a Japan channel. Like, it's not a travel Japan channel. That's not what this is. This channel's about me talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. So if you don't like it, you can go suck on your mother's coochie. And yeah, that's about what I have to say to that. Today, or not today, but at the moment, I wanted to respond to a few questions from people who commented on my videos or have DM'd me on Instagram asking to make videos about this. Also, people that have sent me some donations. The first one will be ZaneFolder01. Shout out to ZaneFolder01. Dude says, what are your long-term goals in Japan? So as you may know, I have been in Japan for...
So you can see that this guy, he's new. He's a new channel, Young James. Check him out. What I like about this kid, he reminds me of me when I was in Korea. This is like how I was like, right? He's new in Japan. He's from the States. When I was in Korea, I was like this. Just like it feels like a mirror I'm watching. The rawness of his channel and his opinions are like mine, especially when I was in Korea. So I know there's like, when you think of Japan, you think of abroad in Japan. I mean, I liked, Chris from abroad in Japan when he first started. And now, because back then when he first started, like first debuted on YouTube, that's when I first caught him. And I liked what he had when his early videos. But now his channel is so commercialized, I can't stand his content anymore. And you can see how, in my opinion, abroad in Japan is just, it's too commercialized, it's too corrupt now. I can't stand watching that channel anymore. So I like watching channels when they first start, when they debut, the rawness. It's so, the innocence of the channel starting out. And that's what I like about Young James. This guy reminds me of me.
For 1 year and a half now for a language student visa. That's the visa I'm currently on. For a language student visa, you can only stay and study for 2 years. So I'm a year and a half in, aka I have 6 months left. Damn, these ladies trying to get me in their photo. Hello. I have 6 months left. So basically I'm trying to figure out like what I'm gonna do after that, if I want to stay here longer. And yes, I have enjoyed my life here in Japan so far, so I do want to stay here longer. As I talked about in a previous video, I cannot stay here longer and just get a job because I don't have a bachelor's degree. And for basically all jobs here, they require you to have a bachelor's degree. Even if your company wants to hire you, the Japanese government will not approve your visa unless you have a bachelor's degree. So I don't have a bachelor's degree, so my next route, if you will, to staying here longer in Japan would be going to college in Japan. And luckily, after Corona and such, they are interested in giving out scholarships, from what I understand, to foreign students. They need foreign students here in Japan. So I have applied to a university here in Japan. I have been accepted, and I am currently waiting to see if my visa will get approved for college. But yes, I'm approved for my, I passed the application, and I was accepted into the college, so that is what I'm going to do for at least the next, I'm guessing, after this 6 months of language school are over, I'm guessing I'll be here for another 2 years about. Right now, based on the credits I have taken in America and my AP test scores and such, good night, how's it going? It's looking like I'll be able to enter as a third year, which would be fucking sick. And if I go as a third year and I'm here as a full-time student, going like as hard as possible, not even taking summers off, anything, because like I'm not trying to prolong this shit anymore, like my education and shit, I'll be able to maybe graduate in like a year and a half from entering. So if I can graduate in a year and a half from entering, then, maybe I can graduate by, I don't know, I guess what would it be, like winter 2025 or like 2025, 26, something like that. So yeah, looking forward to it. Dude, my life changes every fucking day here. My opinions about Japan and my life and living where the fuck I want to live and my dreams they change every fucking day. Now, currently right now, you know, every day, day to day, based on like what I want to do on the moment is the same, but like my views on the future of what I'm gonna live and such, and if I want kids or I don't, or where I want to live, like those change every fucking day. So I'm not exactly sure if I want to live here the rest of my life. Currently I'm leaning toward no. Like, I think today, at least, the way I'm thinking about my life is graduate from college here in Japan, work here while I'm young, and, you know, if I get married and if I have kids and if I can find a stable source of income, I will, you know, I'll enjoy my life as a young person here while I'm single and, you know, having fun and checking out a new country. But I think if I'm going to settle down, I think I would like to move back to America. You know, I'm not positive about that, but it just being in, you know, we've had so many fucking people here and the culture is awesome and I love it, but I'm not positive that I want to do it for the rest of my life. Maybe, you know, that's just the American coming out in me and wanting to, you know, once I settle down, to go back to where I really, really am comfortable. And naturally, I'll become more and more comfortable here as time goes on. So like I said, my opinions are changing all the time. When I first came to Japan, I didn't even expect to want to stay longer than a year. I applied for a 1-year visa and I was like, dude, I'm going to go there for a year. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to come home back to America and I'll see what I'm going to do then. And I guess this responds to another person's comment who commented on my video. He said, oh, never mind. Who was that? Someone asked me, I don't remember who it was. Sorry, I didn't put your name down, but someone asked, would I raise a kid in Japan? Would I live here for, like, you know, super long term, like for the rest of my life or whatever? And I think I would. I think I would raise a kid here, of course. I mean, right now I'm not positive that I want kids. I'm not positive that I want to get married. I can get into all reasons of, you know, about that later on in a different video, but I'm not positive that I want to get married. I'm not positive that I want kids. But theoretically, if I did have kids, yeah, I'd be comfortable raising them in Japan. I think, you know, my current thought process right now, I think I would rather raise them in America, but I don't think would be an issue necessarily raising them in Japan. Obviously, for long term, I would like to get out of Tokyo if I'm going to be, you know, having a family and shit in Japan. Just because Tokyo, like I said, it's so fucking packed. Just the lifestyle is crazy. People go so hard here. It's, you know, there are not dangerous areas, but just with the trains being so packed and all the people and such, especially for like girls and young girls, you know, there's not necessarily violent crime, but there is definitely weird, creepy shit that goes on. And Japan has definitely like a pervert problem with guys taking pictures of girls and touching girls on trains and creepy shit like that. Like anywhere in Japan you can go and you can find junior idol like magazines, even at like convenience stores, and junior idols are like if you know what an idol is, like a Japan idol, like they often, you know, it's just like a girl who's like really cute and, you know, they put her photos everywhere and they do photo shoots and she's basically a model, and they plenty of times do like really skimpy bathing suit photo shoots of these girls, and they also do junior idol ones, and junior idols are like ones that are under 18 from my understanding. I believe like even as young as like 10 or something. And like there's just like a really creepy attitude toward young girls here, and I believe the age of consent, like even until like 10 years ago or something, was like 12 or something like that. Like I don't remember the exact number, but like it was something crazy like very recently. And I don't know, I don't feel very comfortable raising a girl here. And the biggest thing, even bigger than that immediately comes to mind is, now I have to speak carefully because obviously people fucking get triggered at, you know, everything you say, especially if you're, you know, putting it on the internet. People get triggered at everything you say, and they're always looking for a reason to be offended, and they're always going to point out an outlier to a generalization that you make. You can make a generalization about anything, and someone says, oh, well, I know a guy that does this, that's different. Like, bro, do you need to go back to fucking middle school stats class? An outlier does not disprove a trend. But anyways, the point I want to get to is, generally in Japan, at least in Tokyo, like I said, I haven't lived in other parts of Japan, but generally in Japan, especially in Tokyo, but from what I understand, Japan in general, the way that people are taught to interact with each other, although it is polite on the surface and people treat each other they stay out of each other's business for the most part and such, and it seems polite on the surface more than it actually being about caring for people and actually being about being the best person you can be and really trying to help people. It's mostly just about doing what you're supposed to do to fit in with everyone else. Hey, こんばんは。
元気です。
元気です。元気です。
元気です。
何さんですか？
りょうです。
よろしくお願いします。はじめまして。
はじめまして。
ジミーと申します。
いい名前ですね。
全然ありがとうございます。この服めっちゃかっこいいですね。
本当ですか？
どこで買いましたか？
ネットで。
あーすごい。
自分ちょいちょい出てますよ。YouTube、テレビ、今週も出ました。
本当ですか？すげえ。いや今日はどこ行きますか？
今のところ考えてないです。
そうですね。私はすぐに帰りますけど、アメリカの YouTube の見てる皆さんに何か伝えたいですか？
ジーザスブレスユー、ジーザスダビズ、そのイエス様に愛されている。ジーザスブレスユー、ジーザスダビズ。
Fuck yeah。
ハレルヤ。
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 ありがとうございます。
いや、ハレルヤ。
じゃあ気をつけてね。
ステッカーあげるよ。
あ、
渡るよ。
これ欲しいです。
Be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind.
I love it. I love it.
Jesus bless you.
Yes, sir.
ハレルヤ。
ハレルヤ。ありがとうございます。じゃあ気をつけて。
はい。
That guy was super cool. Unfortunately, I didn't really understand any fucking thing that he said, but, well, in English. But that guy was cool, right? What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, the way that people are taught to interact with people here. As I said, it's like people, if you come from a foreign country and you don't really know it and you don't live here and you don't spend a long time here, it definitely, it is polite and it does seem like everyone cares about each other, but really that's just a lot of times on the surface, really it's more about not standing out, like you not standing out, and you just simply do things to follow the rules, but you don't actually care about your neighbors. Like, I don't know, it's gonna be tough to think of an example right off the top of my head, but like for example, just like the easiest one that I think of often is, oftentimes on the train, there will be, or in public, someone will fall down, or someone will get hurt, or they'll drop their things, or something like that. And I see that nearly every day here, because I'm around so many people. And like for example, the other day, walking onto the train, there's this older person, and he tried to get on the train while the doors were closing. And they fucking closed on him, and he was like stuck in the door, like his bag was stuck, and he's trying to get in. And I'm trying to push through people on the train so I can go and help him out, so I can like help this guy because he was struggling. And one, nobody around even, like they saw him, but they're just looking at him in the corner of the eye like they don't want anything to do with this guy. And apparently like it's embarrassing if you stand out, even if you're trying to help someone. From what I understand, like people see it as like you getting into business that isn't your business if you're trying to like help someone, or if you're trying to go like diffuse a problem or do something in public. So like nobody's helping this dude, and then I'm trying to push through people so I can go help him, and people are standing in the way and like noticing me, like trying to but they don't want to fucking give up their spot on the train. They're all just staying there like trying to act like they don't notice me. Everyone's staring at their phones. I'm like what the fuck? And that's happened like just like similar situations have happened a bunch of times here. Like, I like to think that in America, where I come from, people generally, like if that situation happens, or like for example, the other day, I was walking to the train station and a guy dropped his suitcase or his briefcase, and a bunch of stuff fell out, and everyone just kept walking past this dude. And I like was gonna go help him, but he already like fixed it up by the time I was there. I was a little bit far off. And everyone just walked past him, didn't want anything to do with him, just kept walking. And in America, I feel like that would never happen. Like, at least one person is always going to help you out, And for another time, there was a big guy on the train station, like, grabbing this way smaller dude and dragging him around and throwing him around, and being super physical with this dude. And I stopped what I was doing because I was going to go up and I was going to, like, try to defuse the situation or see if I can help the smaller guy. Like, I didn't really know what was happening. I didn't know the background, but like this guy was so much smaller, and this guy was about to this big dude was about to beat this small guy's ass. And my friend that I was with was like, dude, don't interact. Like, don't intervene. And I'm like, like, why not? Like, this dude needs help. Like, can I, like, not help defuse the situation? And he's like, no, like, you don't do that here. Like, he's like, no, like, you mind your own business. You fucking mind your own business, and if you do intervene, you run the risk of getting in trouble for something that you wouldn't even have been your problem in the first place. And I'm like, well, like, just like the way I think and the way I was raised and the way I think a lot of other people in America were raised was that, is that, like, it doesn't fucking matter if I'm gonna get in trouble or not. If something seems unjust to me, like, you go and you help someone. It doesn't matter if people are gonna give me looks or if people are gonna, say like, hey, that's not your business. Like, dude, I wanna help someone who needs help. I don't care if I don't know that person. And it seems like a lot of times here people, like, just don't give a single fuck about the person next to them if they don't know them. Especially if it's gonna make them stand out in a way, or it's gonna make,
He has a point. Uh-oh.
them look strange in the public eye or anything like that. And obviously, like I said, that's not everyone. They're, and the same thing for America. It's not that everyone in America is kind-hearted and everyone in Japan is not. But just generally, the way that a lot of people are taught to think of their neighbor here just seems sometimes inhumane to me. And obviously, if I had a kid, I would do my best to teach them different, but I'm not positive that I would be able to completely change that all on my own. And additionally, like, the way that they think of, for another example, like, the way that they think of women here, like I said, with little girls, but not only just little girls, like grown men, and the way they think of women and the way they see women here. It's fine in many aspects, but in a lot of other aspects, it's, like I said, it's like it's inhumane, and they dehumanize women, and I'm not out here to be like, like this big white knight or some shit, but I think, there's a genuine concern to be had with the way that men look at women and the way that men treat women here. And it doesn't really sit well with me, and I don't know if I would be comfortable with raising a kid, especially if it was a daughter here in Japan. And then, I already know a bunch of people are going to be like, oh, bro, America's dangerous, bro. America's dangerous. Dude, if you don't fucking live in America, I don't think you really understand just by getting your information on America from the news. And if you do live in America, you know that America's plenty safe. It's just like in really big cities and, downtown in cities and such like that where it's generally dangerous. Obviously, can crime happen anywhere? Yes, of course it can, but America is plenty safe, especially if you're living in a place where I would want to live. Like, I'm not going to be living in the fucking city, or let alone the outskirts of the city, which is like you have to, if you want to, in America, if you want to go to the dangerous area, like you have to try to go to the dangerous area for most places. Like, and then someone's going to bring up like school shootings or something like that. Like, yes, school shootings are a problem. Of course they are, and we should be doing as much as we can to stop them, but to act like that's a huge, giant, like, cause of risk and cause of death of children in America, it's not, it's not the risk that I think some people think it is. So, obviously, yes, if I lived in America, I would live in a safe area. I would probably live in the suburbs somewhere in a nice area, and I would like to raise a family there. I think, like I said, ideally right now, live my young years here, set up a stable job, whatever it is, enjoy my time here, and then maybe settle back down and go back to America and live in the suburbs somewhere in a nice quiet area, hopefully upper class, middle upper class neighborhood, just quiet, and where I can have a big house where I don't have to worry about the fucking neighbors next to me, fucking getting annoyed and shit. Okay, these girls are like telling me that this guy speaks English. I don't fucking know why. So anyways, I don't even remember what I was saying, but yeah. It's most of what I had to say, I suppose. Guys, I'm going to be making a Discord really soon, or like I've already started making it, but I'm going to put it up live soon. I'm going to be creating a dope community for people to hang out and chat and share their opinions and thoughts on various topics and things that pertain to my channel. So keep an eye out for it. Discord is going to be dope. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to connecting with you guys more. No homo. And yeah, let's have a good time, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. It's starting to get chillier. I will be thankfully returning to America just for the holidays this season, and I can't wait, man. I can't look forward to it enough. I haven't seen some people in my family in over a year and a half. I haven't had American, legit, good, genuine American food in over a year and a half. I'm looking forward to it, to say the least. So thank you guys. A lot of that is because of you. You guys have been supporting me, watching my videos, helping me out with that algorithm.
Okay, so I want to say a few things about what he said in this video. Okay, so first of all, the helping people out, helping strangers out. Okay, the Good Samaritan Act. This is the same thing in Korea. Okay, and China, not just Japan. Okay. Yeah, people don't really want to help people out. Okay, they would rather get a professional to step in. So like paramedics, police, firefighters. Okay, let the professionals handle this type of situation. So I'll give you an example. Okay, when I was in Korea and Seoul, I was along the Han River training a guy, and we both saw an old guy jump off a bridge. Okay, he tried to off himself. Okay, so he jumped off the bridge. Oh, let me play some music. So he jumped off the bridge and he fell into the water, luckily, but he hit something along the down the way. So we can hear, everyone could hear. It was like someone jumping off a diving board, and we all looked to see what it was. So this old guy, he hit himself, it fell into the water, and then his body started floating along the river, and the river started taking his body south, right, along the current. So the Westerner in me, or the American or the Good Samaritan in you, would probably say to yourself, okay, I'm going to jump into the water and rescue this guy. All right? Yes, that's a noble thing to do, but you risk your life in the process as well. Okay, so in that situation, I am a good swimmer. I'm a lifeguard. I could easily rescue this old man, but there are several factors in place. First of all, I'm in a foreign country. Second of all, I'm wearing all these clothes, right? It was fall, I think. It was during autumn, so I was wearing all these layers of clothes. Third, I had to deal with the current in the Han River. All right, and then I gotta pull this stranger out. So am I qualified to rescue this person? No. So the best thing I could do was try to follow the body and alert the Coast Guard to come rescue him. And that's what happened. We followed the body along the water, and we asked someone to call 911. Then the Coast Guard came, and then they pulled his body out of the water at the end of the story. So, unless you're being paid or you're a professional, don't intervene, because you're just going to make things worse. Sometimes you make things worse. Alright? So let the professional step in. Okay, all you can do as a bystander is, alert the authorities and, yeah, monitor the situation. Alright? So I get where he's coming from. I had the same mentality as well. It's like, why are you letting these things happen? But then I learned later on, yeah, most situations it's best not to intervene, not to help people. If you're not a professional or not paid to do it, or you're not qualified to do it. Alright? So his experience is like my experience. in Korea. You see all this weird stuff going on. See how different things are over there. And yeah, I can see this kid doing really well in Japan. Yeah, it's just like when I saw Chris Broad from Abroad in Japan, his first few videos that he published on YouTube way long ago. I knew, like, yeah, Abroad in Japan, that guy's gonna go far. But now I can't stand his channel. I cannot stand Abroad in Japan now. It's too commercial. It's too, ugh, yeah. The fun in that channel is it's not there anymore. Yeah, I can't get this double chat to work. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna keep testing this thing. Sorry about the chat. So, if you don't know, I'm trying to figure out how to stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So I'm just figuring out these settings on my computer. Alright, so this is just a test. Thanks for watching. And I'll try again soon, okay?